Hey YouTube, how's it going? I had my first day at work today, working for my mum. It was pretty good fun. Although I have to say that when she tells me to do stuff, I do have to stop myself from going, "Oh, mum." Um, we forget that we're kind of at work, so when she's telling me to do something, I'm getting frustrated because she's telling me how to do it. I'm like, "Yeah, so it's quite hard to stay professional when your mum's your boss. But on the bright side, I'm not going to get sacked if I'm late. And I'll probably get a great reference. It's a great thing having a mum with a different surname. There are some good things about that, about having separated parents, etc. Something pretty amazing happened on the tube on the way home, and that was I was getting the tube home with a couple of women from work that I know from outside anyway, and we were all having this big conversation about various things, but about feminism and socialism, just general social causes. And this young guy kind of leant in from across the carriage and started talking to us about all of this stuff that he knew about it, and like all of these organisations he was involved with in London, and trying to get us to come along to stuff, and it was just a pretty amazing moment, because I don't know, how many people that are watching this video actually have experience of taking a London Underground, but if you ever have, you'll know how kind of censorious it feels, and how there's this kind of almost respectful library-like silence on the Underground most of the time. People don't look at each other, and people don't make eye contact, and if you strike up conversations with people on the Underground, then you're a bit nuts. Sorry, pardon me. So it was pretty amazing in the first place that someone struck up a conversation that wasn't nuts. But it was also pretty amazing because it was this socialist guy that was, shared our opinions and thoughts and concerns. And it was just this moment where I saw this kind of glimpse of how the revolution, can be accomplished, or will never be accomplished if we don't break through these kind of social barriers. And when I say revolution, I use the term very loosely, and without any, plans. Just to clarify to the people that tend to jump on words like that. But I mean, to effect a radical change in the future. If we don't, if the working class can't collect and unionise, then we don't have any power until we do that, and until we reclaim our unions, in fact. And without any power, we don't have anything to bargain with for our rights. So I just had this glimpse of like, God, we're having this amazing political discussion in the middle of the Underground, and loads of people that were around in their business suits and stuff on the way home were listening in. I'm sure a few of them were like hating us and wanting to argue with us, and I'm sure a few more were just wishing we would shut up and not have a conversation on the Underground, because it's highly rude on the Underground somehow. But I think there were people that were listening with interest. And then at one point, me and my friend that was sitting next to me were having this discussion about feminism in the office, and I could see this woman standing nearby almost nodding along, and I thought, God, what an amazing opportunity we miss every day commuting on the Underground, to unionise as the working class, and to collect, and to I love using public forums like that. I suppose that having a conversation on a silent Underground full of like 40 people is a public forum, and we were talking respectfully, quietly and stuff. I wasn't like shouting or anything, but I love using forums like that to say the things that I really think and feel, and fucks to anyone that hears me call myself a feminist and doesn't like me, and fucks to anyone that hears me call myself a Marxist and doesn't like me, because I really feel that I feel like if you put those words out there in the context of, hey, I'm just some normal 23-year-old chick on her way home from work having a discussion with some girls from the office, as you so love to call us, and we think these things. We're normal, functional members of society, and we are Marxists and feminists. And this guy is a Marxist and a feminist, and it's just this. I just wondered how many more of me there are out there on the Underground, how many more commuters can relate to what I'm saying about the need to unionise, and how many more women can relate to disliking being referred to as girls in the office, despite their feelings about it in a social situation. as an example. I'd just be, interested to know if anyone else does that. If anyone else has really, like, I'm thinking of people like Yeah Whatever Man and Cubano Afuego, people that are, like, actively political, because I bet those people delight, as I do, in, maybe they don't, or maybe I'm an extrovert. Anyway, I just had this moment of happiness because of that, because there's this moment of, like, we can all band together and we'll all be okay. I mean, the left wing, I don't hold that much hope for everyone banding together, but I mean, people with generally the same goals. And then we had a big long discussion about how, it's terrible that the left is so fractured and finds it so hard to, have these coalitions. Never seems to last long. I have this general theory, and I wonder what other people think about it. And that's like, on a very basic level, when you approach, say as a child, when you approach the idea of voting, some people think, okay, well, I'm a small businessman, so if I vote Conservative, that will represent my interests best and vote for what's best for them. But I always viewed voting, the concept of voting is like, I'm making a decision on what I think is best for everyone. And so I'm convinced that people that vote left-wing, well, there may be a very small section of the Conservative voters that do genuinely feel that what they vote is best for everyone. But I think there must be a lot of conscious voting, Conservative voting, that you're only really voting for yourself, because the Conservatives are going to drop taxes, drop business taxes and put taxes on poor people or whatever, that suits you quite well. And then I think that, the vast majority of the left wing probably vote so because they feel that it's best for everyone and not because they're voting for what's best for themselves. Like, I don't think the vast majority of left wing voters are the working class voting because they want, because they don't want to have to work so they can be benefit scroungers and just, live in council houses and stuff. I really don't think people that vote left wing do it for themselves. I think that the vast majority of the left wing probably vote left, because they care about other people. I've got to say, it's quite sickening to find myself in a Conservative-led country again. I go away for 6 months and I come back and the fucking Tories are in. I'm not even voted in, no less. Anyway, I've really rambled, haven't I? Hope you're all well, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.